After the Jets week 2 upset on the road in Cleveland, whose stock is up, whose stock is down? Let's get right into it. First of all, stock up. Garrett Wilson obviously stole the show. Cleveland Browns were shading coverage and using their number one corner, Denzel Ward, on Elijah Moore and said, Corey Davis or Garrett Wilson, you're going to have to beat us. And they said, all right, we'll do it. For one of the first Jets rookie to have over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns in a game ever. Garrett Wilson, unbelievable. A star has been born right before our eyes. Can't wait to see what this kid does when we get our young quarterback under center as well. And speaking of quarterback, whose stock is up? Well, Joe Flacco. And I think he's definitely going to be taking all the snaps at quarterback until Zach Wilson returns. The Mike White chatter, which I was listening to some of after Baltimore, has now been put to bed. 4 touchdowns, no picks. It wasn't always pretty, but he's the first Jets quarterback since 2006 to start weeks 1 and 2 with over 300 yards passing. Believe it or not, as a Jets quarterback, he has 14 touchdowns to 4 picks. You could do a lot worse than Joe Flacco for your quarterback number 2. Stock up as well. Jets offensive line. The pass protection was pretty good. They missed an assignment once on the blindside sack by Myles Garrett, and then Jadeveon Clowney just got around Max Mitchell one time, which I thought Joe Flacco maybe could have stepped up in the pocket a little bit, but they didn't let Myles Garrett wreck the game. They assigned multiple bodies to him throughout the game. They had a nice balance of short and intermediate passes. Joe Flacco did a better job getting the ball out of his hands. It was definitely more symbiotic on offense between the playmakers, the quarterback, and the offensive line. It definitely looked like a much better prepared and well-coached unit on offense. And speaking of that, stock up as well, Coach Saleh and Coach LaFleur. Coach Saleh, I know he's a defensive-minded coach and the defense didn't do well, but he's also the head coach. And it was a gutsy, gritty, grind it out, don't quit kind of win. And I got to give Coach Saleh credit for that. And even some of his decisions, like the fake punt or trusting Zerloin to make a 57-yarder. Robert Saleh did a lot of things well to earn the Jets that victory. And the Jets special team stock is up as well, too. We talked about the kick. Zerloin making the 57-yarder after missing a couple kicks in week 1. He also made all of his extra points. And then Braden Mann, a good day punting and also recovering the extra or the onside kick was Justin Hardy, special teams captain. So great game for Boyer's unit. And then stock up as well. 2 more young guys in the secondary, Brandon Echols and Ashton Davis. Brandon Echols, I think really a big turning point in the game where the Browns could have really put it away was when Sauce went out and then Brandon Echols comes in and the Browns are in the red zone and they target him right away twice, to Njoku and then to a wide receiver. He pushes Njoku out of bounds, then he has a pass defended. Brandon Echols stayed ready. That is really, really impressive for a second-year player. That is a testament to his professionalism, man. That was really, really impressive stuff. 2 really impressive plays. Then Ashton Davis comes in on the last play, and initially I'm like, oh my God, Brissett threw it right to him. But when I rewatched it on the All-22, the best play I've ever seen Ashton Davis make. I know he's got a couple of picks, like Tua throwing it right to him. No. Brissett's working him, looking right with his eyes and trying to move Ashton Davis to the right and then come back left. Ashton stays disciplined. He's kind of checking his peripherals. And then he waits at the last moment, breaks on the football, makes the catch, slides down. Perfect. Love it. Now there's a couple guys. Stock is down after this week. And no surprise, it's mostly we're talking about the defense here. So number 1, Jeff Ulbrich. After putting together an obviously excellent plan to stop and contain Lamar Jackson's legs and Mark Andrews in week 1, I mean, man, it was like a hot knife through butter for the Cleveland Browns, not only running the football, which the Cleveland Browns have done that to some pretty good teams, but Jacoby Brissett having his way. I don't think any of us saw that coming. The screen passes, some of the things that we saw last year. Stock down is the Jets' safeties in coverage. Jordan Whitehead coming up on rundowns, it's like having an extra linebacker. He's excellent at that. But when he's not really good in coverage, he's decent, he's not really good. And now with LaMarcus Joyner struggles, the covering ability of our safeties is definitely something to keep an eye on. And then Quincy Williams did have a little bit of a rough game, gave up 2 big plays in pass coverage, had a big penalty, and then a missed tackle that led to a long run. So overall, definitely improvement, right? Because the first game of the year, we had only one side of the ball out of 3 play well, right? In the week 1, defense played well, offense and special teams were bad. This week, offense and special teams were good. And in week 1, we got worse as the game went along. And in week 2, we got better as the fourth quarter winded down. So definitely an improvement, not the prettiest win, but there's a lot to look forward to and take away from. Got to fix up the defense, and let's go Jets.